We're in Africa and we're making Bourek, Kofta, and Plantain Fritters. To start off our kofta, the first thing we need to do is throw our ground beef in a bowl. Then we're going to grab our yellow onion and dice it up. We'll crack an egg, separate it, and throw the yolk in the bowl, and we'll keep the whites for a project on another day. Now we just toss in our garlic and our oregano, add a little bit of salt and pepper, then we'll use our hands to mix it all together. If the texture is a little loose, you can always add a little bit of breadcrumbs to help thicken it up. Kofta is essentially a meatball. It's commonly found in South Africa and was originally designed and created when they used to go out and hunt and bring back their meat and didn't want to waste any of it, so when they got down to the scraps they would pound it flat, and thus we have kofta. Once it's all nice and mixed, you're going to want to break it up into individual meatballs. Then you'll take your skewer and stick it through, form it in the shape of a hot dog down the skewer, pinch in the middle and twist, and you've just created individual meatballs that you can roast on the barbecue. Now you just throw them down on your grill, only about 3 to 4 minutes per side, and it's time to plate them up and enjoy. Next up is our bourek, and the first thing we need to do for that is dice up our yellow onion and chop up our parsley. Then we'll throw our yellow onion into our hot oil till they turn translucent. Then it's time to toss in your ground beef and your parsley. Add a little bit of garlic, some salt and pepper, then let the meat simmer until brown. Once the meat has browned, throw in your egg and give it a good stir. As soon as the egg is cooked, pull it aside and allow it to cool.
Bourek is a specialty known in Africa. It was enjoyed by the royalty and is known to be a delicacy. It is popular in Algeria and over time has become more common.
Take your phyllo dough sheets and lay them out, then spoon your ground beef and egg mixture right across one end. Slowly lift it and roll it all the way down, similar to making a burrito. You want to be very careful when you're rolling phyllo dough because it is brittle and can crack, which will ruin the pastry at the end. So be gentle. Once you've rolled it all the way down, fold each end just like wrapping a present, tucking each corners and folding over the end. Place on a baking sheet, and yes, throw it in the oven. After about 8 to 10 minutes, it should be done. Pull it out, use a serrated knife to cut through, plate it up, serve with a slice of lemon, and enjoy. Our third and final dish for the day is plantain fritters. First thing we need to do is peel our plantain, so take a paring knife and cut down each ridge all the way around the plantain. Then use your fingers to get underneath the first piece and strip and peel it off. You will notice the plantain looks a lot like a banana. That is because they're from the same family, but a plantain has more starch and less sugar, giving it a thicker density. After the plantain is ready, we'll prepare our dry ingredients for the fritters. So we're going to throw our cup of flour along with our baking powder, our maple syrup, a dash of cinnamon, and some salt into a bowl. Set that aside, and then we'll move on to the wet ingredients. Plantains are a staple all throughout Africa, especially in Uganda. Because of their high starchy nature, they can be treated like a potato or like the classic dessert banana that you find here in the States. You always want to make sure that you cook them before consuming them, and you can cook them in many different ways. You could bake them, you could mash them, you could boil them, or you could fry them into the popular dessert that we made today, plantain fritters. Grab a food processor and add your pieces of the plantain to it, then throw in your milk, a dash of canola oil, and a whole egg, then blend until smooth. Add your pureed plantain mixture to your dry ingredients, then stir until you get a nice thick consistency for your batter. Once your batter is ready, put some canola oil in a pan and heat it up so it's just over 300 degrees. Then take a tablespoon and spoon in your fritters, frying them evenly on both sides until brown. You want to make sure the oil is nice and hot when you start so your fritters don't absorb any of the oil and they fry in it instead. Should take about 3 to 4 minutes per fritter, including the flip. Then use a slotted spoon. Place them on a paper towel so they can absorb any extra oil. Powder sugar over the top, plate up, and enjoy.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in for International Cooking. If you have any suggestions, please let us know. Don't forget, you can always subscribe to us, like us, find us on Twitter, Google+, and Facebook. Click on the links down below to see the full recipes and blog. Until then, keep on cooking.